When it comes to horror, it's something I used to avoid, because I was always someone who gets easily scared. Although that is still the case, I can say I have become a lot bolder when it comes to horror. I enjoy indulging in many horror media such as films and games, though mainly the latter. Out of all the genres of horror media, analog horror stands out as an incredibly interesting one to me. Analog horror is a genre of horror videos that are stylized as analog videos from the 70s to the early 2000s, be it in the forms of found footage videos, old VHS recordings of commercials, new segments, or even episodes of fictional TV shows, with many of these fictional recordings either having creepy content in it or having been corrupted in an eerie way, leaving the viewer to believe the videos are haunted and someone or something has altered what you are seeing. I really like this style of editing because it could be used for interesting moments, where you get something that looks like a VHS is just worn out, to hide a small, creepy, and unsettling edit. Analog horror has an old VHS feel that brings back memories from when I was a child, as I grew up watching old VHS movies with my family, mainly my grandparents. This nostalgic feeling is one of the reasons I find analog horror so interesting. Despite my interests in analog horror, I haven't really watched many on my own, usually watching through someone else's reactions or through a video analysis. Again, being because I get way too afraid watching them alone. Thus what leads us to this video, where my friends Alex, Logan, Peter, and I watched 5 analog horror videos, and I will be discussing those here today. There are another 5 in our list, but we will probably be covering in a future video, if this one does well. So without further ado, let's start the video.
Thalasin is able to reproduce the emotions necessary for any occasion.
Starting us off is the video Blue Channel Thalasin. Unlike many of the others in this video where they are parts of a series, this is a single video created by the Gooseworks, the same person who created the Amazing Digital Circus, and centers around a drug called Thalasin, which, in its words,
Thalasin is able to reproduce the emotions necessary for any occasion. Not only does Thalasin restore lost emotion, but patients have reported emotions at a higher and more consistent quality than ones produced non-chemically.
This sets up the idea of Thalasin being able to enhance emotions, and leads into the second part of the video, talking about Thalasin Plus, where it is shown it's able to create completely new emotions.
Cutting-edge brain mapping technology has not only allowed us to refine existing emotions, but has also allowed for the creation of new emotions and emotional experiences. With Thalasin Plus, experience emotions beyond previous natural capabilities.
And it is here where the video starts to become corrupt and starts to distort, as if the tapes we are watching have been extensively damaged due to this section being rewatched over and over again. It is also here where we see faces that range from outright hilarious to disturbing and extremely disfigured, to a point that even the head shape has been completely changed and the faces look very far from human. The video ends with a call now screen that tells you to
experience the power of Thalasin. Call the number on your screen now before supplies run out.
And leaves you with a single thought. What the hell just happened? This video is a perfect representation of analog horror. It sets up all the information needed and leaves you disturbed with what you saw, with the distortions being very believable and being placed to leave information up to the imagination, which enhances the horror. Moving along to an analog horror that is a personal favorite of mine. Dreams of an Insomniac, or DOAI for short, is an analog horror series by a YouTuber who I feel needs no introductions, Zachary Zhinyak, aka Pastraspect, or just Pastra. And before I go any further, I just need to tell you to stop watching this right now and go and watch DOAI. Like, go do it now. It's alright, I'll still be here when you get back. Are you back? Okay, cool, let's move on. The series follows his horror monsters named the Veldagun and how they've affected the small town of Eastridge County. As of the writing of the script, only Volume 0 and 2 shorter videos are currently available for DOAI. But as of recording the audio, Volume 1 is also out. Yeah, I am very late with this recording. But of course, for this video, we'll only be talking about Volume 0, both for the sake of my sanity and for the sake of the video not being super long. Starting this video off is text that sets up the premise of the series. His name is Tommy Merrick.
Well, it's Peter, but sure.
While visiting your old family home, you stumble across a strange box of tapes in the attic. Don't we all? Out of curiosity, you decide to watch them on your old CRT.
First, you try to figure out what the hell this thing is.
You think they might be haunted.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing I think of.
Yeah. While watching the tapes, you get to see and hear things that weren't meant to be there. Exactly. For some reason, they felt oddly familiar. Honestly, I feel like this is the weakest part of the video, as it does pull you out of the video right off the bat. However, I feel like it's made up for right away, starting with a news section talking about a break-in at a local costume shop, where the culprit only stole a single costume, with the news station interviewing both the store owner and a local resident.
Oh, if you ask me, this whole story is just a bunch of malarkey. Some kids break in some Halloween shop for a costume. Yeah, no, not even stealing any money. If kids break in there, they're stealing at least some money. It's just another trumped-up story for a small newspaper in an uneventful town, when the newspaper company's probably running broke in a few months. I wouldn't trust a single bit of it. Pretty much nothing from that newspaper can be trusted anyway. Oh, to think, they said our small-town representative was corrupt. Now,
whether you believe this ridiculous story or not.
We then cut to a different news story done on Halloween night, as it reveals that the robber from the last news story has now kidnapped 6 children through the hours of 6 p.m. and ending an hour later.
Eastridge County has been left in a state of panic and disarray this Halloween night after the disappearances of 6 young children in the area. The disappearances began at 6 o'clock sharp, with reports telling me that they continued through the night until finally coming to a stop exactly 1 hour later.
It was me, my bad.
Yeah.
Man,
oh my
yeah.
god, it's him! It's the past respect! That's him!
We're having a regular Halloween night, everyone's trick-or-treating like normal, and next thing you know, here comes a mother around the corner who's looking for her kid. So we're all trying to help her out.
Can we get more lighting here, please? More lighting?
Where this kid went. We don't think
No.
anything of it.
No.
And
We'll
then
make it darker.
another mother comes over, and she has the same problem. And then another, and another, and next thing you know, everyone starts to panic. The police are getting involved.
It's during this section we get some police sketchings of the monster that will soon be identified as the Eastridge Demon, and later on referred to as the Smiling Snatcher. We then get a short announcement from an officer named Kruger, who is highly invested in the case, being a parent himself.
It breaks my heart to hear the horrible tragedy which has come over our town tonight. I promise, not only as an officer on duty, but as a father myself, that these children will be found, and the culprit behind these horrible kidnappings will be brought to justice.
We then see the image of him fade away, revealing a creepy image, and move on to a police training tape. But before we do that, I just want to mention how great all the cinematography is and all the images that were made for this production. Like during the interview with the shop owner, the brick wall in the background, yeah, that's completely fake. That's not a real background. It's incredibly impressive. Starting our police training tape off, we finally get a view from inside the costume shop that was robbed at the start of the video, and finally get our first glimpse of the Eastridge Demon, and it's just perfectly built up too. Eastridge County.
Eat your plants.
On the night of October 6th, 1986, these photos are taken by a security camera looking at the Grimsdale's retail store. Or around 6, I think it said. Lights appear to be turned on by themselves. No other disturbances are apparent.
Bet.
Bet. 606. Mushroom was detected within the store. Items appear to be thrown around and damaged.
Yay!
My
Yay!
bad. I got crazy. I got carried
First
away.
contact. I love the music for this. This is a perfect first look at the Eastridge Demon. During this training tape, we learned that Kruger had a devastating encounter with the Eastridge Demon, and from his first-hand experience, we learned the powers of the Eastridge Demon, which include auditory and visual hallucinations, and we learned the effects of what happens when he simply touches someone.
Physical contact with a demon is incredibly dangerous.
I would imagine
I'm
so.
gonna shake his hand.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Creature, Officer Kruger,
Before, after, they had to censor his face.
Still being treated to this day. The most significant
And I will do it again,
abnormalities
bitch.
include discoloration
Officer
of the
Kruger.
Oh. Discolored skin. Severe weight loss.
Oh no.
tightening of skin. The fusing of bones and flesh. Teeth. Oh!
Ew!
I'm bleeding from every orifice.
Oh my god. Yeah, like nothing happened.
This section ends with a list of precautions and a warning that the Easter demon is highly intelligent and is, quote, aware it's being hunted.
Finally, it is important that all ECPD personnel remember that the Easter demon is incredibly intelligent and is aware that it is being hunted. It will attempt to mislead you and will look for moments where you are most vulnerable. This creature should be treated as if it were human. Do not let it use its tricks against you. Do not let it touch you. Do not attempt to communicate with it. And above all else, do not trust anyone you encounter wearing this costume.
After all of that, we finally move to the last segment of the video, and it's this part that the very video is named after. This segment is a Halloween PSA called The Rules of the Season, which is made to remind the people of Eastridge County of the 5 main rules of the Halloween season, made to help protect people from the Smiling Snatcher. The 5 rules of the season are as follows. Rule 1 is to return home by a 6 a.m. curfew, as that's when the Smiling Snatcher goes on the hunt. Rule 2 is to keep all of your doors and windows locked, so the Smiling Snatcher can't get in, even though in the video it seems that it's already too late for that poor homeowner. Rule 3 is very straightforward and to the point.
You do not hear the knocking at your doors or windows.
Do you hear it, Peter?
What is it?
Room service.
Room service, just so I know.
That was me, by the way.
Rule 4 is...
You do not hear the knocking at your doors. Rule number 4.
Yeah, that second telling of the 3rd rule is extremely unsettling and might even get you off guard on your first watch through. Rule 4 informs you to not let anyone inside if you see them outside past curfew, especially if it's someone you know, as...
That is not them. That is the Smiling Snatcher wearing their skin.
Oh! Rule 5 reiterates what was mentioned in both the police training tape and the second news segment, of not trusting anyone wearing the demon's costume. This warning is then followed by a drowning theme that slowly corrupts the end of the tape. He's a happy boy. Look at him, he's such a happy lad.
He looks so happy, why would I not go near him?
Other than the melting, fusing of bone and flesh, and the bleeding from every orifice, and all the other horrible things that can happen to you.
I mean, that's pretty normal.
What a scratch.
Corrupting the artist's rendition of the demon and flashes images of the lost children and the disfigured form of Officer Kruger. All this cuts to a sudden end, and then to the credits, thus ending the video. I really enjoy this video. It leaves you with such an eerie and uncomfortable feeling the whole time, and I feel that's how an analog horror film should leave you feeling by the end. There's a reason this is one of my favorites, and I highly recommend it. It's absolutely underrated. Next, we have a series by After 10 Productions called White Stag Education. This series surrounds the strange events happening in the real-life area of the Pines Barrens, New Jersey. The video we'll be covering from this series is Pine Barrens hiking safety, mainly because it hasn't really been covered very much, and most focus on the extremely good episode Stranger Danger Puppet Show, which I highly recommend you check out. It's very good. But let's cover the first video that sets up all the stuff we see in Puppet Show. The safety tape starts with beautiful views of the forest, and yeah, I'm gonna be honest here, it's a slow start. It doesn't get creepy till around 2 minutes in. Till that point, we are introduced to the safe method, which is used throughout the whole video. The first part is S, stick to the trails, where we are reminded to stay on the path and are shown some of the trail marks that help guide people. When hiking, it's important to stay on the right path.
Especially the right path.
Especially the right one. Following the trail
left path.
blazers will ensure you stick to the correct trail and do not get lost.
I'm already lost.
Not saying.
I'm always lost.
What's that tree? A single rectangle means the path continues straight. I'm going to turn this down because it's kind of loud. 2 rectangles forming a left diagonal indicates a left turn. Likewise, 2 rectangles forming a right diagonal indicates a right turn. By the end, we are told these trail marks are mandatory, as people do not return if they follow unmarked trails and trails that have suspicious trail markings. This, as of 1968, it is federally mandated that all trails must be blazed.
420, blaze it.
Yeah, it should be set on fire. Do not follow any unmarked trails or trails with suspicious markers. Like, you will not return. Oh, thanks. That's pretty straightforward. The last part seems to imply that someone or something is creating these false markings to either kidnap or kill people who follow them. We then move on to A, acquire equipment, where it simply lists all the things you should bring with you while hiking. Acquire equipment, such as a gun.
Fucking gun.
Such as a fucking shotgun. On a hike, you should be prepared for any obstacles you may face, such as using this checklist to acquire everything you need for a safe hike, in all caps. Alright, let's make sure we have our checklist. Food, water, hiking boots, weather appropriate clothing, first aid kit, compass, hiking knife, flashlight.
Yeah.
I love my hiking knife.
You mean a knife?
Yeah, my hike. No,
Have you
specifically.
guys never brought a knife on a hiking trip?
No.
No. Kinda.
This is all normal stuff to bring on a hiking trip.
it's like a gun knife. It's equipped with a gun inside it. Compass prepared with a map will help you indicate paths becoming unclear. You can find a map at your park's visitor center. F is where things start to get creepy, as F stands for Fear the Forest, and we are informed about the masked people who live in the forest for, well, a while, and that an unholy entity has a grasp on the forest, which is probably what these masked people praise or worship. After, we are shown this clip. You hear the whistling, you have stumbled upon a false trail. If you hear the whistling, you've accidentally stumbled into the— oh my god. Oh, that actually made my heart sink. Yeah, this was worth all the build-up. And as shown, it genuinely scared me. This scene continues in E, Evacuate, where we see our cameraman get caught by one of those masked men. You saw that too, right?
Joke's on you.
Evacuate.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely seeing those two made my heart sink. There's just two guys in masks.
You guys were all like, what the fuck about the knife? And I'm like, no, that's normal.
It's the whistling gang! They're coming for you!
His friend's going, it's just a prank, bro.
No, it's the whistling gang of the forest. They whistle at you before they fucking gun you down. Oh, fuck!
Oh my god.
That scared me. That, again, caught me off guard. The video ends with a thank you for watching message, and you're left with questions and an unreasonable fear of people whistling in the forest. Although it had a slow start, I feel it necessary to give us that extremely creepy ending, leaving you vulnerable to the last 2 sections of the video. I find this a great way of using lowered expectations to leave viewers with a horrifying experience. Next is another favorite of mine. Vita Carnis is a series by Darian Quilloy. It follows a fictional species of monsters referred to collectively as the Vita Carnis, which in Latin doesn't mean living meat. It actually means the life of the flesh. They're named this due to their meaty appearance. The video we watched is called the Living Meat Research Documentary, which covers all the members of the Vita Carnis species in a documentary format. This format is one of the reasons why I like this series. It's a take on analog horror that hasn't really been done very often, which allows it to stand out among other analog horror series. The documentary covers all 8 of these creatures in detail. These creatures are the Crawl, a meaty vine capable of creating the rest of the Carni species, the Trimmings, a creature comparable to a skinned raccoon and is roughly the size of a basketball, the Meat Snake, a creature that only consumes corpses and uses the skulls of its food for its own. The Mimic, a predatory human hunter that can hide in plain sight and isolate its prey. The Harvester, a passive hunter using neurotoxins and anticoagulants to kill its prey. The Host, who uses its spores to bring its prey to it. The Monoliths, 7 large towering creatures that surround an unknown location. And finally, the Singularity, that we are only informed about in the full footage version of the documentary. The documentary also uses many visual methods to visually show the Carnis and explain their many behaviors. One of the main ways of explaining these creatures visually is by using silhouettes of the Carnis, other objects, and people to give us visuals of what the documentary talks about. Some of these visuals range from showing a meat snake go through mitosis to some having to be censored due to its brutality, such as in the mimic and host sections. Another visual medium for showing the biology of the Vita Carnis is through hand-drawn diagrams. All of these diagrams show off many physical and biological aspects of the Carnis. The way they are drawn, and that it seems that these drawings are literal photos, gives off the feeling that the in-universe documentary is a form of student project. Photos are another way the documentary shows off these creatures. Due to Darian's realistic art style, these creatures blend extremely well into the photos they are drawn into. The photos are also credited to fictional people where possible, giving more credence that this is possibly a student project of some sort, rather than something seen on television. One quick highlight I want to point out is the series' use of physical props. This is mainly shown in the mimic section of the video, where at one point the mimic section cuts to a real-world recording of someone being hunted down and potentially killed by a mimic.
A mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into
you!
themselves.
Fuck
Once
you,
a
Vita!
mimic is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Oh.
Oh, what the fuck?
I think we can guess who this person being chased by. Oh, I already hate this so much, by the way.
I hate this.
I hate it.
Oh, you hate this, Logan?
Oh, I hate this.
Give me a jump scare, isn't it?
Love this build-up, but I also hate it.
I don't want to watch, but I also want to watch. Like,
You gotta watch.
You gotta watch. You wanna watch it. I promise.
You wanna watch. It's
I
so.
like, hate horror things. And I'm like, ugh.
It's actually really cool because you'll see in a second. Hold on, it's coming. Any moment now.
Come on.
The fact you don't.
It uses
really
practical effects.
Yeah, it's not CGI.
That's practical. That's physically there.
And then the next part.
I can't. It's still. Oh god. Yeah, that got me the first time I watched
Could you
this.
show him? Can you show him the face?
Yeah, I can show him what the mimic looks like.
So funny.
I'll show the whole audience. I love it though. I do like it though. It's very
so funny
creepy.
in the best way
It's
possible.
funny, but it's like kind of creepy in the same time. You know what I mean? It looks kind of goofy, but it's creepy.
You literally got a FNAF jump scare, and they put this face on it.
I know, right?
But it
Like,
works.
It works.
It does, and I hate it.
I love it's practical. That's my favorite thing about this, is that this is a practical effect. It's physically there. You can feel the texture. If you look at it, you can probably imagine what it feels like on your tongue. These physical props add to the fear of this section because you can tell that the mimic's hand and head are physically in the scene. In addition, there are also hidden newspaper clippings that discuss odd behaviors and gut-turning actions the Carnis have done, as well as hidden storybook pages that explain the origins of the Carnis in a fantastical and fairy tale-like way. In the end, I enjoy the many ways the series shows off its monsters, with these methods giving them a credence that they could possibly exist in real life. I also enjoy how it presents the Carnis not as monsters, but as animals that exist in nature. This approach to presenting the Carnis gives them a sense of normality for this world, which I find horrifying that something like the Mimic that actively hunts humans is just a norm for this world.
What the fuck?
The last analog horror video we watched was Paranormal Investigation FNAF VHS by Spectre. Yes, of course we had to do a FNAF analog. It felt incomplete if we didn't, and this one ended up being our favorite of the session. It follows a paranormal investigator who is hired by a local manager to investigate the paranormal activities of the manager's Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Our investigator was told some not exactly out of the ordinary stuff for Freddy's location, animatronics moving around at night, and other paranormal activities like disembodied voices and strange children-like entities roaming the building at night. Entering the restaurant for himself, he instantly notices that Freddy was not on stage as he was told he would be. A creative thing that let the move become even creepier is that the investigator told the manager to turn off the power to the building, so during the whole video, the only source of light we get is from the investigator's flashlight. Moving along, the investigator uses his EMF reader to start his hunt, till he gets an abnormal reading and prepares his spirit box to start communications with a spirit named Susie.
Alright, if there's anyone in the room with me right now, please make your presence known. You can either manipulate something in this room, or attempt to speak through this device that I've set up for you. My name is Sean. Can you say my name back to me?
Luigi.
Whoa, shit, here we go. Okay, just so I can make sure that wasn't a coincidence, can you say my name again? Alright,
Pretty consistent voice, too.
So now that I know that I'm speaking to someone, can you tell me your name? Susie. Did I hear you say Susie?
It's just like, God,
hi, Susie.
God, this guy's so stupid. Why do you have to ask me?
Is there anyone else in the room with me right now, or is it just me and you?
They're here.
They're here? Who's they, Susie? What are their names? Do you know their names, Susie? Alright, well, if you don't know, that's fine. Just wanted to see if you did know.
He's so hostile
Do you remember
with this child.
This is so funny having actually done like Spirit Box in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you must be
Because
one
it
of
is
the
kind of
children
like
I've heard
this.
Is it?
Alright, Susie.
Sort of.
More to the point.
The words
How
are a
did
little
you
less
die?
clear.
It's fair.
Because they're not like,
Do you remember how you died?
it's not like a microphone.
I'm not here to hurt you in any
Yeah.
way, Susie. I just want to understand what happened to you and why you're here. If you're uncomfortable telling me... Murder? Who murdered you?
Interesting kid knows how murder happened. Like, what
Do you
murder
remember
is.
this person's name?
Bitch.
Bunny? You were murdered by a bunny?
Oh.
Maybe she meant Donnie? Like a Donald? Wait, was that a yes? Alright then. How did this bunny kill you? A knife? Susie, was this a person dressed like a bunny?
Well, after what you got there. Oh, nice.
Holy shit.
A knife! No! FNAF.
Hold up, I have to make sure the camera got that.
It's also through this interaction we learn the investigator's name is Sean. After the conversation, Sean loses touch with Susie, but after a while gets in contact with a different spirit, who asks to turn the spirit box off and proceeds to turn the flashlight off.
Don't go into a more darker area. Oh.
I don't know if the camera caught that, but I think I just heard a chair move. It's right next to my flashlight, too. Did someone just pull this chair out? Off. Do you want the flashlight off? Okay, those are brand new batteries. There's no way my flashlight just died. Yeah, look at that. Still works. Off again? What else do you want me to turn off?
Noise.
Noise? You want me to turn the spirit box off? If I turn off the noise, will you talk to me?
Then Sean and the audience are given this scare.
Alright, let's go ahead and turn the spirit box off for now. Alright, I turned the noise off. Whoever you are, I'm not trying to hurt you. I just want to have a conversation with you.
Don't
Can you
like
tell me where
just-
you are
You can't
right
see
now?
anything.
The fuck is that noise? What the fuck is that? Hello?
I didn't Could we have seen anything there?
After a little while looking back at that moment, my friends and I realized that something ducked behind the pinball machines.
I like his face, like, what the fuck is that? I think we're trying to genuinely, like, see what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
It's really hard
I don't
to
know if
see.
the camera could see that. But I
Definitely
sure
not.
just saw a head stick out and move over there.
Oh, a head?
We gotta find a head?
I'm not trying to hurt you.
We're trying to
Well,
find
what
you.
kind of?
Have a
Like probably a
conversation
kid
with you.
head, like someone
Can you tell
peeking
me
around
where
the
you
corner
are
and then
right now?
dipping back out. You know what I mean?
The fuck is that noise?
Oh,
Oh.
was it there?
I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Was it like this little bit here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went down.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, you're right. This is horrifying in two ways. One, the fact we didn't notice instantly. And two, the moment we did see it, it made my heart sink and put us on edge the rest of the video. Like for anything out of the ordinary. This was a great way to get us into what we were watching and make us feel like a part of the investigation. This is the turning point of the video where things started to get a lot more paranormal. The scares kept rolling immediately, with Sean investigating the game area to then immediately seeing a bathroom door slowly open and then slam shut.
The children the night guards keep.
Don't go in there. Please don't go in there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, see.
Fuck.
Look at that. Now it's locked. The other one
Yeah,
locked?
the ghost is occupado.
Yeah, the other one's locked too.
After we're cut in the footage, we meet back up with Sean, who confirms what he saw and readies to turn the spirit box back on to try and get back in contact with the two spirits, only to be interrupted by another spirit who giggles and ducks around a corner behind him.
Let's go ahead and turn the spirit box back on. See if we can get anyone else here to talk.
The kid comes back like, turn it fucking off! I told you to!
If not, then I'm probably gonna call it quits for tonight.
What the hell?
Oh.
Was there something?
No, there was something there that just dipped.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my god, there it is! That moment was another one that got us really good, as it gave us the best look at one of the spirits. It's such a great blink and you'll miss it moment. Back to Sean, he starts to follow the ghosts around the corner and decides to go down the hall where all the party rooms are, but not without his most important ghost hunting tool. And it's in one of these party rooms he finds Freddy Fazbear himself.
We're just gonna see an animatronic somewhere and I'm gonna hate it.
I think we do.
Like, not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, Freddy's off the
But
stage.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
We're probably gonna see Freddy.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Speaking of the devil!
Huh, well,
Oh.
I guess that explains where you were the entire time. I'm having a bit of a hard time believing you were left like that, though.
Using a device called an obulus, Sean makes an attempt to communicate with any spirits in an attempt to see if they have possessed the animatronics. Unsurprisingly, he is able to make contact and questions the ghost.
I want to at least try to do a session with one of these things, so I guess now's a better time than any to see if these spirits are in fact controlling the animatronics themselves.
Oh,
Don't.
Going in with the big gun
Oh,
now. Gonna
God.
set up an ovulus for this session.
An ovulus?
So hopefully I can get some clearly spoken words. Alright.
Do the
Is
har
there
har.
anyone in the room with me right now? Anyone who'd like to communicate
Don't
with
look
me?
away.
Please just keep looking at the
I
animatronic.
promise mean you no harm. I just want to know if someone else is in here with me.
I don't like that he's so close to Freddy.
Like, we know
Did,
what could happen.
Did someone here move the... I am. You are? Okay, good. What's your name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Alright.
Freddy Fazbear.
Hi, Gabriel.
Are these actual
Can you
names
tell
of
me
the kids
roughly
that
where
they
you are?
used, by the way?
Don't think so.
Stop it!
Because I think the gravestones have different names
Bear.
on them.
So
I don't
you're
remember
saying
Gabriel was
you're
one of the
in
names on
front
the
of the bear?
gravestones in FNAF 6.
Inside. Are you the one who moved the bear in here? Gabriel, why are you possessing the animatronics here? I'm not gonna assume you're doing it.
I like the
Trapped?
jump
You're,
at it, by the way.
you're trapped in...
Like, did you notice, like, when he said trapped, he just jumped a little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I wonder if, like, he's somehow doing essentially, like, a virtual reality, like, setup with it. Where he's physically moving, a digital camera through a virtual space. Like, literally. Like, he's
That's
doing...
probably what's happening, because it would make sense with the fact that he's got a whole ass strip mall.
Yeah. Which is very, very cool. He's able to get many answers out of him, until suddenly Freddy starts to get aggressive and tells Sean to leave.
Alright, so one last thing I want to ask before I go.
That voice thing is
I was
very
talking to another spirit here
odd.
named Susie, and
You know
she
what I mean?
mentioned something about someone in a bunny suit. Does that sound familiar to you? Gabriel, are you still there?
Get out.
Get out? Why? Why do you want me to leave, Gabriel?
Get out. Get out.
Have I said something to upset you?
Get out.
I don't like that.
What the fuck? Why did this just go out?
Oh, hell no.
Fuck?
It's gonna stand up, isn't it?
Whoa, 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 what the fuck? Holy shit!
I don't like this.
Sean does manage to escape by breaking a window, but not before...
He broke the window! Oh, he was right there!
Where was he?
He was like
did he
right
grab him?
there.
No, there was a shotgun blast. It said it in the,
Oh,
in
what?
the captions.
Oh, I
Yeah.
missed that.
It's not.
What?
It said in the captions there was a shotgun blast of some kind. Watch the captions. When he gets out. But when he leaves.
Oh, you're right. It says shotgun blast. And then someone walks up. Was that purple guy?
With that, the tape ends. So you can see why this one was our favorite of all of them. The scares were sublime, and the creepy atmosphere created leaves you on the edge of your seat the whole time. So yeah, with that pretty much ends the video. I don't really have like a collective thing to say about all of them. I really enjoy all these series for what they were. If you want to check out any of the analog horrors I mentioned in this video, there will be a link in the description below. This video has been in the works for a very long time. I recorded all the video for the our reactions and everything like a long while ago, honestly. And I'm just glad I could finally say that this video is finished and complete. And hopefully, at some point, maybe we might do this again. So yeah, if you guys liked this, leave a like, maybe subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you all later. Bye bye!